Let's kiki on this interesting story, and I have the beautiful Jess helping me with this story, all right? So, Bob the drag queen did not hold back when calling out California Governor Gavin Newsom for cozying up to anti-LGBTQ extremist Charlie Kirk. On MSNBC's The Weekend, Primetime, Bob said, quote, "Speaking to Charlie Kirk is never a good idea," end quote. And let's be real, she's right. Kirk has always been calling out gay as an error and transgender people as an abomination. So why did Newsom invite him as the first guest on his new podcast? Worse, Newsom agreed with Kirk on trans athletes pushing a narrative that's hurting real people. Bob was clear, quote, "No one who actually knows a trans person would ever go around saying and doing these things," end quote. America wasn't built by one kind of person, and it damn it sure won't survive without all of us, period. Watch this.
I will say this. No one who actually knows a trans person would ever go around saying and doing these things. And I mean actually knows. I don't mean like the trans lady who works at the gas station, or the one who walks down the street, like your partner, your children, your parents, your cousin, your best friend, like people that you see on a daily basis. And when you realize that everyone's just trying to live their life. Like literally just trying to live your life, trying to go to the bathroom, trying to have jobs, take care of their families. You know, I used to do this activism back on the street back in the day when I first moved to New York City, where I used to say, you know, homosexual is not a dirty word. And now I think people need to be reminded that transgender is not a dirty word. You know what I mean? It is a word used to describe people. It is an adjective used to describe people who are everyday parts of every life. Like queer people are literally parts of every single day. Everyone knows a queer person.
Okay, so Bob the drag queen said, nope. Newsom, don't play us like that. What are we all talking about? What do you think about this, Jess? So, I mean, like, I lived in San Francisco for a while. I know that you've traveled everywhere. I know you've been in San Francisco as well. And Gavin Newsom was the mayor when I was living there, right? And I used to, when I would see him anytime, I would scream out the window, "I love you," you know. Straight cisgendered white man, but ally, like in every single way. And so then he becomes the governor. And I'm like, yeah, we have somebody in our corner in that office, you know? And then now does little things like this that kind of worry us. You know what I mean? I mean, I get it. Free speech, you're allowed to put whoever the hell you want on your show. But it makes some of us in the community feel kind of weird, you know? Trans athletes in sports has been such a hot topic. You know, you're a sport. You're a sport.
Thank you.
You're a whole damn
sport,
a whole
girl.
Sport now. She's a whole sport. You're an athlete. You've been an athlete. You know that mindset of an athlete. I think there's like five trans athletes that are even fighting to play in women's sports. There are not that many athletes who are doing this, but they've made this topic so big that it makes everyday people going, oh, there's men trying to play in girls' sports. No, we can't have that. I mean, how does this wash over you?
It not well. It doesn't wash over the sport well. No. Honestly, what is it, like 0.01% are trans? So to your point, like the statistics and the amount of people actually doing this. But I'm disheartened by this news, by what Gavin Newsom is saying. You know, I am a staunch advocate and ally for trans rights. And even as an athlete, and especially as an athlete, that was like my release, you know, like that was my way of coping with the world and being a part of something bigger than myself, right? I was a part of a team. And so, you know, for me, I'm like, these people deserve the same thing. If they want to be on a court with the gender that they identify with, let them be on the court. My other thing is like, you know, a lot of folks, they're taking hormones, right? They're like taking hormones that doesn't give them the same level we're talking about, like an M to F, right? That doesn't give the same testosterone and all of these. It's just fear. It's all fear-based. It doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. And honestly, it's disheartening that Gavin Newsom was such an advocate and starting to slowly do these things, because it makes you feel unsure, which then makes you feel unsafe.
Well, and with everybody kissing the ring, you know, with everybody kissing a Trump's ring, you worry about folks like Gavin, right? Like, you know, like what happens? Maybe he's worried about his seat. Maybe he's worried about his future, right?
Absolutely.
You know, I'm a huge supporter of the trans community. You and I are not trans, so we can't speak on the experience of living as in the trans experience.
Right.
But I know that I have friends who have transitioned, and I have been there with them for their transition. And while they're taking hormones, they can't push a chair.
Right.
Okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like strong ass dudes that could not push in their chair while they were going through their transition. Again, just from my seat, this is just what I'm seeing. There's not enough data.
Right.
At the end of the day, there's not enough data, period, to show these people. You know what I mean? This is what's going on. You know?
The impact that it's having on the industry, it's like, you're the one impacting this industry at this point because you're making it this big thing. It's like, just let people play their sport.
Let people play. Just let people play. I mean, just let people live. You know what I mean? Like, trans people are just trying to fucking live. That's it.
And that's what I love that he said too, right? He was like, we're just trying to live our lives, like go to the bathroom and eat some food and like normal survival things, but trying to live our lives.
That's it. But try to do that as a trans person, okay? When you're getting your passport and your license sent to you in the mail with your dead gender, right? Like how, you know, they're not making it any easier.
Right.
You know? 100%. And so it hurts more when the Gavin Newsoms of the world have an anti-LGBT, an anti-trans person on their show. It just makes you go, oh, you too? Et tu, Gavin?
Yeah.
Et tu? This is an important conversation for our LGBTQ